Shopping the grocery aisles with the rise of ultra-processed foods means navigating a long list of ingredients and questions about additives, which have become a big part of the U.S. diet. Close to 70% of the U.S. food supply has them. Behind the majority of the food that you find in the supermarket are ingredients that are carefully engineered to alter the color, the texture, and the taste that make processed foods far more appealing than the food that we see every day that comes from the ground.
Now in today's video, we're going to be answering the big question. Is America poisoning its citizens? Now in order to answer that question, we have to compare the foods being sold in America, compare them to the foods being sold in Europe. Now enough talking, let's continue with the video.
In the U.S., the Food and Drug Administration abides by the GRAS principle, which stands for Generally Recognized as Safe. So through generally recognized as safe, companies are able to skip over some of the processes of safety in order to get additives.
They skip almost over all of them.
However, in Europe, a product or additive must be proven safe before it hits grocery stores.
Checking out the yogurts.
Maggie Rulli went shopping in a grocery store in France, on the hunt to find products that we would normally find here in the United States.
So I actually just found this in this French store. It's American-style sandwich bread. They still have quite a few ingredients. This isn't like you're going to the boulangerie here in Paris and it's only 4, but it still only has around 8 ingredients.
In America, sliced bread is generally considered ultra-processed.
Now, on the point of the bread, actually, it's quite interesting because the bread in America lasts like 2 weeks before expiring. Like that in itself should tell you there's something seriously wrong with the food. Because bread is not supposed to last 2 weeks before expiring. That means the amount of preservatives they have put in the bread is ridiculous. Let's not even get started on the sugar. The amount of sugar in American foods is insane. Like it's in everything. Pick anything from the grocery store. There's sugar in it. But enough of my rant. Let's continue.
As are other American staples. The products in this cart are the things that would get me excited as a kid. We've got some bread, some breakfast cereal, and even some cake for later on.
We spend less than 10% of our income on food, lower than any other country. Their choices send the signal to companies that taste, cost, and convenience are the primary things.
And what about the American classic, ketchup?
Over here in France, the ingredients are tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, salt, herb extract, and spice.
Made a little different, added ingredients such as corn syrup. Then the debate about food dyes, handled much differently in the US versus Europe.
Look at these colors, they're all more muted. And it's because they don't use the same type of food dyes. They're just either not allowed over here or they're so heavily regulated they're not used.
Mars Inc., the company that owns M&M's, tells ABC News that in 2026, products made without food, drug, and cosmetic colors will be available in the United States.
Okay, did you just read that statement? So that means that in 2026, that's when they will start making the correct product. So these guys are just admitting that we know right now you continue eating our garbage ingredients, but in 2026 we're gonna start doing things the right way. Like the nerve of these companies, they know the foods that they're selling, the snacks and everything are harmful to human health, and they don't give a crap. Now, in this next video, we want to answer the actual question that they're dodging. Is American foods making you sick? Is it causing cancers? Now let's go to the next clip.
From baguettes to focaccia, Europe is famous for its bread, but one ingredient is missing. Potassium bromate is a suspected carcinogen that's banned for human consumption in Europe as well as China and India, but legal in the US, where it's used by some food makers to strengthen dough and estimated to be present in over 100 products.
There is evidence that it may be toxic to human consumers, that it may even either initiate or promote the development of tumours.
Professor Eric Millstone is an expert on food additives and told us European countries take a much more cautious approach to food safety.
Can we say for sure that these differences in regulations mean that people in the US have developed cancers that they would not have developed if they'd been eating only in Europe?
I think that is almost certainly the conclusion that we could reach.
Yeah, the guy said it. He said it. We all knew it because of the garbage that we eat. Like you're eating garbage that the doctor might need an ice pick to do a colonoscopy on you because of your colon is so messed up. Like that's the garbage we are eating in America. But nobody really says it in the open. So I'm glad the guy said it in the open. The American foods that you're eating is giving you cancer. But let's continue.
It's not just potassium bromate, but many other chemicals and substances that are banned here in Europe over health concerns, but considered safe by the FDA.
Do you think most Americans are aware that they're being exposed to substances that are viewed as dangerous over here?
They probably just think, well, if it's available and it's in the store, then it's probably fine.
Stacey McNamara is from upstate New York, but has been living in London for 10 years. She told us raising children on this side of the Atlantic has opened her eyes to what's allowed in food in the US. She has no plans to ever move back home.
And is food safety a part of that decision?
For sure, yeah. How am I going to protect my children when it's just everywhere?
In a statement to CBS News, the FDA said that when used properly, potassium bromate converts to a harmless substance during food production.
Oh, come on, man. Like, do you honestly believe the FDA? Like FDA saying like potassium bromate? Potassium is not your bro, mate. Like, come on. The FDA will say anything because all these years they've been allowing these terrible foods on the grocery stores. We are eating and then we are getting all these types of diseases. They do not care. They do not care. So FDA, especially now with the health, who's the guy in charge of health? RFK, the guy who wants to make polio great again, the guy who wants to bring back Ebola and other crazy diseases. We are screwed. We are seriously fucked. But I wanted you to see this video of the guy confirming that the foods that we are being fed here in America is causing serious diseases. So now in this next video, we want to see the type of foods that are causing these diseases. And you'll be surprised. It's something that you probably even ate today. You're probably even eating it right now as you're watching this video. So let's go to the next clip and see the type of foods that is causing you to be sick.
No, some of the foods that you might be feeding your kids are banned in other countries because of certain ingredients. So how are they allowed in the U.S.? I talked to an expert to find out if families should maybe be concerned about these very common foods.
Ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, hydrogenated palm kernel oil.
Trina Rose is not only a busy mom trying to serve the healthiest foods possible to her 4 kids, but also a hospital wellness coordinator. Are you just surprised that there are products sold legally in the U.S. but have ingredients that are banned in other countries?
Kind of surprised and kind of not. I think we do fast, cheap, and easy in America and kind of everything in excess.
So what are we talking about? Skittles, Pop-Tarts, Gatorade. Oh, and those yummy little Debbies.
Yeah, I'm sure you're surprised. I was surprised watching these, like Skittles and Gatorade. I just drank Gatorade this morning after working out, so I guess I'm screwed, but let's continue.
Banned in the European Union because of dyes like Yellow 5, Yellow 6, and Red 40. The EU banned these artificial colors after scientific research indicated they could be harmful to health, especially to young children.
We do allow GMOs here, but in most of Europe, they don't.
Amanda Deering, an associate professor at Purdue's job is food safety.
I could see how that would be alarming, that, how come Europe doesn't allow something that we eat every day? And I could see the concern, but I think too, it's all about how much of that chemical that could actually cause illness.
Coffee Mate, Ritz crackers, those warm buttery Pillsbury biscuits, all banned in Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Denmark because of trans fats like partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oils. Wheat thins and cereals like Frosted Flakes, banned in the United Kingdom, Japan, and parts of Europe because of a chemical called BHA, a flavor enhancer.
The foods we eat are tested in laboratories like this one on the Purdue campus every day. But simply put, Associate Professor Deering says the FDA and their food guidelines are some of the strictest in the world.
Red 40, yellow 5, FDA, they review these things all the time. So if there's new data that comes out that says, oh, you know, we can show that this dye is actually more dangerous than what we thought, they're going to review that and then put those restrictions on.
And as for Trina, the simple rule she follows for her kids:
we would talk farm or factory, like did it come from a farm or a factory? And if it came from a factory, it probably wasn't very healthy for us. And we talk about closest to the source, so try to eat foods in their most natural state.
Very smart. Now, we did reach out, of course, to the FDA for comment. They gave us this statement: all food additives and color additives are subject to FDA approval before they may be used in food and require pre-market evaluation before marketing. Federal regulations require evidence that each substance is safe at its intended level to use before it may be added to food.
So that's what the FDA is saying. And I don't believe a word FDA saying. So let me know. Do you trust the FDA to protect us? Do you think FDA is doing a good job? It's protecting us, the food is healthy, or do you think it is BS? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you're doing to protect yourself and your family. Now, if you like this type of videos, consider liking and subscribing, and of course share these on all the networks. I'll see you.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!